Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has fired another attack at the centre over China's build-up, this time at Depsang. Rahul Gandhi has tweeted out India Today's report and he's put out this message. I'm reading from what Rahul has tweeted. China mobilized its conventional and cyber forces to threaten India. The government of India buckled. Mark my words, our land in Depsang is gone and Daulet Beg Oldie is vulnerable. Centre's cowardice will lead to tragic consequences in the future. This is what Rahul Gandhi said when he's quoted India Today's report on Depsang satellite images, which showed how Chinese troops have in fact put up infrastructure in the area, have ramped up their build-up at in fact Depsang plains. So Rahul Gandhi has quoted this to state that there is now a threat to Daulet Beg Oldie and that we have lost Depsang to the Chinese. Let's take this across to our executive editor Shiv Arur for more details. Shiv, Rahul Gandhi referring to our detailed report here on India Today with the satellite images of Depsang, which did show true build-up. But is there truth to what Rahul Gandhi said when he says that, Depsang plains are gone and that Daulet Beg Oldie is now vulnerable?
I'm not surprised that Rahul Gandhi has picked up this exclusive story by Ankit Kumar and Abhishek Bhalla. It's a terrific news report that accesses the first nighttime imagery that depicts the actual build-up in Depsang, Akshita. But, a little context needs to be provided because Rahul Gandhi, has been making these very extravagant statements, about the line of actual control in Ladakh. Not all of them are, completely, absolutely true. But as far as Depsang is concerned, it's much more complicated than just the current standoff that's on. The Depsang, I'm not sure if Rahul Gandhi is aware, but the Depsang issue has stretched back to, as far back as 2012. It was in 2013, as a matter of fact, when the Chinese had actually come inside several kilometers, squatted for many, many weeks, not very far from Daulet Beg Oldie. It took a long diplomatic effort to finally get them to move back. And ever since that time, they've blocked Indian patrols. The Indian army has blocked some of their patrols as well. So it's a kind of uneasy equilibrium that exists over there. Whether they've taken our land or not, is still a sort of issue in flux because we're denying them some of their territory. They deny us some of our territory in terms of patrolling. So it's still a issue that's not completely resolved just yet. But that's not part of this current standoff that began last year. This has been going on for many, many years. But for Rahul Gandhi to point out this particular article as a threat from China is bang on. It's absolutely timely. It's accurate because the Depsang issue is the place where the Chinese have continued to build up despite the talks in the Pangong area. You're seeing this pullback in the Pangong area, but as the images that Ankit and Abhishek have put out have shown, Depsang is one place where the Chinese have built up permanent defenses. They've brought in a lot of air defense artillery, a lot of tanks, a lot of other kinds of weaponry over there in a clear signal that they don't believe that they want to move back at all. This is a place where they really do want to change the status quo under any circumstances. And in that sense, I think the fact that Rahul Gandhi has picked up this story, should be seen in that context.
We'll have to see if perhaps this will prompt the government to respond. When Today had also reported on these satellite images from Depsang, it's clear really that disengagement at Pangong hasn't led to de-escalation along the LAC, and we'll have to see whether the government now comes out with some sort of statement, particularly with Rahul Gandhi saying that our land in Depsang is gone to the Chinese. But let's get you that detailed report by India Today, where we accessed exclusive nighttime satellite images which show the Chinese continue to build up along the Depsang plains.
Just days after the pullback at Ladakh's Pangong Tso, a reminder that the Chinese cannot be trusted. What you're looking at are the latest images of the build-up in Ladakh's Depsang sector to the north. So on the one hand, China agrees to pull back and engage in more dialogue, promising ground tranquility, but continues to mobilize and escalate its presence in another sector. These pictures accessed by India Today from the Tianwendian post in Aksai Chin, facing the Depsang plains. This is the scene of these disturbing new developments. High-resolution satellite images by US-based space firm Capella Space, captured on February 25th, show the ground reality of how the PLA is maximizing its infrastructure in this area. Chinese troops have brought in their tanks and troops close to Indian positions, and upgraded air defense systems, storages, additional shelters and vehicles. The additional build-ups were first spotted in July last year, just after the clashes between the Indian and Chinese troops in the Galwan Valley. As we zoom closer, the main building of the permanent Chinese post is now surrounded by several temporary camps and shelters. New support buildings, observation posts and towers can also be seen in the images. Temporary shelters with defensive walls and facilities to house additional PLA troops can also be seen. A clear indication that the Chinese are in no mood to move. A closer look at the images will show you the Chinese PLA's construction spree here at this all-weather post. What assumes significance is that the PLA post is situated at a distance of about 24 kilometers from the world's highest airstrip at India's Daulet Beg Oldie in Ladakh.
After the initial disengagement at Pangong Lake, the focus now is on Depsang and other friction points. India has already made it clear to China in previous meetings that it's not just the Pangong Tso, but all across eastern Ladakh where a disengagement needs to take place for further de-escalation and finally de-induction from areas where China has come in. With Ankit Kumar, Abhishek Bhalla in New Delhi for India Today.